Just tell me if you hear more rumblings from the coterie about protection. Blondie's got enough trouble. Let me ask you something, Hawk. You made it into Hightown. I'd expect anyone else to get complacent, but you must have plans.
No plans yet. I'm simply trying to look out for my mother.
I suppose after the whole business with Carver, it's a good idea to hang on to what you've got. After everything that happened with Bethany, that's probably good thinking.
I'd make a good noble, don't you think?
I wouldn't wish that on you, my friend. Nobility is just another word for a lot of rich people trying to kill you. If anyone could handle a life of sitting on their butt all day eating bonbons, Hawk, it's you.
I could go into business for myself. You must have pointers on that, don't you, Varric?
A business is like a puppy. Take your eyes off it, and soon there's shit all over your floor. I could sell you the Tethras family businesses. It's great. Sort of like being married to the entire merchant guild.
I think it's time to change how Kirkwall is run.
Really? Politics? That's either idealism or crazy talking, so right up your alley, I'd say. I always thought you had the soul of a politician, Hawk. To be honest, I thought there might be a chance you'd want to go back to Ferelden now that things have calmed down. It's good to hear you're sticking around.
Kirkwall needs me.
If nothing else, you give this town respectability, my friend. Somehow I figure you won't be happy until you've got your butt in the Viscount's throat.
What would I do without my trusty dwarf? I'd cry myself to sleep without you.
Oh, don't get all teary-eyed on me, Hawk. You know I can't stand to see a human cry. It's true. I am the best thing in your sorry life.
Nothing's been set in stone.
Well, think about staying. Kirkwall's boring without you. You're keeping your options open? That's unusually rational for you, Hawk. So, we've got a whole city-state full of trouble to get into. Shall we get started? Hawk, I've got some news. You might not want to be near anything breakable when I tell you, though.
Why don't I buy you a pint and we'll talk?
You just keep making this harder. Although I won't say no to a pint, if you're buying. A pint? Try a bottle of Orlesian Red. A good one, from Mont Simmered. And maybe you should be sitting down for this. Or drunk. Or both.
If you have something to say, Varric, say it.
Right. Sympathy be damned. Yes, I know. I'm being a pansy.
Varric, whatever you have to tell me, it'll be fine.
Sometimes I wish you weren't so damned reasonable. I've had an ear out for Bartrand. After the Deep Roads, he ran to Ravane, probably because he knew I couldn't track him. But I hear he might be back in Kirkwall. He called in loans from a few of his contacts in Hightown.
Was he staying in Hightown, or just passing through?
If my information is good, and it's always good, he has a house there. Which gives us a good shot at having a word with my dear sweet brother.
How are you holding up, Varric?
You're asking about me? Carver would still be here if it weren't for Bartrand. He has to answer for that. I have to set this right. As much as that's possible. Me? My no-account backstabbing brother is practically in arm's reach. I couldn't be better.
Would Bartrand really risk coming back here?
I think we both know by now that Bartrand would risk anything for money. There's a much better market here for that trinket he stole. And all his contacts are in Kirkwall.
I've really missed Bartrand. We've got a lot of catching up to do.
I agree. Bianca's been missing him something awful. Let's stop by his new house. Welcome him back to the neighborhood and all that.
You know, I could live the rest of my days without ever seeing your brother again.
I know you're not eager to see him again, but I don't have a choice. He's a worthless rat bastard, but he's my brother. I have to look him in the eye and settle this, one way or another.
Bartrand really hasn't done much with this place, has he?
I don't get it. My sources saw people making deliveries here just a week ago. This looks like it's been empty for months.
This is still our best lead. We might find something that'll take us to Bartrand.
My thoughts exactly.
You think he put the cobwebs up to discourage tax collectors?
Well, you're thinking it's a trap. Great. It's been ages since my brother tried to kill me.
Even if he was here a week ago, there's no one here now.
Well, this is still the best chance we've got to find my brother. Let's go in. So that's how you greet your brother, is it, Bartrand? Fine. Say hello, Bianca.
Oh, Varric! Please forgive me, my brother. I was just jealous of you. How could I ever compete with you for Mother's love?
You're strong and handsome, and so very smart. What?
Why lie now about this? What have you to gain?
What do you want from me? I broke in, I found my brother, and it was awkward. Family business.
No. I think there's more to it.
Fine. You want the gory details? I'll give you the gory details.
Varric? Is that you? Praise the ancestors.
Hold up. I know this man. He's Bartrand's steward. Hugin, what happened here?
Varric, your brother. That statue he brought out of the deep roads. Bartrand said it sang to him, even after he sold it. I've been hiding in here, but the guards, they're like crazed animals. I didn't dare go past them. Everyone in this house has gone mad.
What did he do to the guard to turn them to this?
He's been forcing them to eat lyrium. Some of the servants, he cut pieces off them while they were still alive. He says he's trying to help them hear the song. Please stop him.
Bartrand's not exactly a nice guy, but this doesn't sound like my brother.
You said he sold the statue. To who?
I don't know. It's why we came back to Kirkwall. He was already starting to rant about the sodding idol and his singing. On his better days, he hated the thing. Wanted to get rid of it. But the minute it was gone, he got worse.
I haven't seen anyone alive in here except for guards. What happened to the rest of the staff?
I don't know what Bartrand did to them. By the ancestors, the sound's coming from his study. They're dead by now. I hope.
What do you mean you hope they're dead?
Just whoever, whatever you find in that room. Varric, give them a merciful death.
Everything will be all right. You're safe now.
I wish I believed that, human.
I'll find Bartrand and put an end to this.
Thank you. Maybe there's no one left alive in there. But if there is, grant them a quick end.
I assume you mean he's crazy, not just very upset.
He's hearing things, seeing things, talking to someone who's not there. That's when he's feeling good. Bartrand took the servants and locked himself inside the study. No one's come out for days. And those sodding lunatics just keep prowling the halls.
Then we go in after him. Come on, Hawk. Let's finish this.
I can't hear it anymore. I just need to hear the song again. Just for a minute.
Stop saying that! I know I shouldn't have sold the idol to that woman. It was a mistake! A mistake.
Bartrand, get a hold of yourself. Do you know where you are? Do you know what you've done?
Varric, you'll help me, won't you, little brother? Help me find it again. You were always a good one.
Help you? Bartrand, you left me to die. You left all your men to die. And for what? Some trinket? Look at yourself. Look at what you've done to the men and women who served you. Where's your nobility, brother? Where's your dwarven honor?
He doesn't look so good. I'm not sure he even knows we're here.
I didn't come here just to leave without telling my brother he's a filthy nuglicker and demanding some answers.
You might as well be talking to the wall. His mind is gone.
Damn you, Bartrand. Tell me,
You're not getting any answers.
For 3 years, all I've wanted is to look him in the eye and get his answers. Why he abandoned us in that tide. What any of this was for. Why'd you do it, Bartrand? Were you already crazy before we even went into the deep roads? Or was it all the statue?
Idol, not a statue. It wants to be worshipped. It wants me. It wants me back. She stole it from me. For this.
Who did you sell the idol to, Bartrand?
She glittered like the sun, but her heart was ice. She will not feed it, not like I did.
Bartrand was a bastard when he sealed us in the deep roads, but he wasn't a madman.
Bloody ancestors. Why bring me this close and still nothing? I guess there's nothing he could say that would make it right.
You don't want to do this, Varric. You're not the sort of man who'd kill his own brother.
No. I've been counting the days until I could put a bolt in his conniving little brain. It's not just us. Look what he did out there. How many more people will die for his folly?
He has to be stopped. There are other ways than murder.
Fine. We'll have to lock him away somewhere. I'll send somebody to get him. Come on, Hawk. The sooner we get out of this house, the better.
He's beyond any healer's skill. Make it quick and end his suffering.
Right. Still going to feel good pulling that trigger. Oh. Oh. Ah. Come on. I don't want to look at this place anymore.
If he wasn't a dwarf, I'd think a demon did this. His mind has been poisoned by something powerful. That's all I can do. It won't last, I'm sorry.
Varric?
I'm here.
Varric, what have I done?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Make it stop, little brother. Don't let me... Don't let House Tethras fall like this. I know. I don't deserve it. But please, Varric, don't leave me like this. Make it stop.
Enough with the speeches. I'll get you to a healer, and you'll be fine.
I doubt that staying in this house is helping his condition.
I'll send someone to come get him. Sit tight, brother. Help is on the way. Come on, Hawk. The sooner we get out of this house, the better.
Varric, he's not going to be fine. You know that.
I can't do it, Hawk. I thought I could. I thought he'd be gloating. Lying on a bed of gold and commissioning painters to memorialize the instant he sealed us into the deep roads. But look at him. Whatever that idol was, it did worse to him than I ever could.
You'll sleep easier without his blood on your hands. We can probably carry him. You want to take his arms while I take his legs?
I'll send someone to come get him.
Seriously? 3 years of I'm going to skin him alive, and then poof, best buddies. You heard Anders. He's possessed. As long as he lives, he's a threat to everyone around him.
Goodbye, brother.
Did you need something, Varric?
A stiff drink, maybe. I feel like I've been kicked by a horse. You'd think being left for dead in the deep roads would have prepared me for Bartrand going nuts. But it really didn't.
If I ever had doubts about who was the better brother, they're long gone. You did good.
No, please, Hawk. There was never any doubt. I'm the handsome, irresistibly charming one. I almost wish Blondie hadn't wiggled his fingers and cleared Bartrand's head. I liked it better when I just wanted to kill the bastard.
Look at the bright side. You can spend the rest of your days as a caretaker for a murderous lunatic.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. You're a real ray of sunshine.
He's the asylum's problem now, not yours.
He's been my personal thorn in my side for so long. I don't know if I can share. I'll deal with Bartrand somehow. Make her that'll be even more of a joy than it used to be. I still can't believe what he did in that house. It's one thing to walk away and leave us to die, but that...
He didn't do this on his own. The artifact from the Tide warped his mind.
Don't let him completely off the hook. He chose to steal the damned thing. He brought it on himself. Anyway, thank you. I'll keep looking into who bought that blighted statue. At the very least, they need to be warned about what happened.
Come on, Varric. Let's go drink until we can't see straight. That'll make you feel better.
Aw, that's sweet. But watching you get sick won't cheer me up. Much.
You never know just how far someone will go until it's too late.
Though I always thought he was more prone to puppy kicking than mutilation and torture. Whatever that idol did to him, it found something inside I don't think even he knew was there. I should thank you for your help with my brother. He deserved to die after what happened to Carver, but I couldn't have gone through with that on my own. I don't know. Maybe I could have found help for him. He was a jackass, and he tried to kill us, but that was still the hardest thing I've ever done. He was never what you'd call nice, or pleasant, or hygienic. But he was my only brother.
Look at it this way. You didn't really lose a brother. You gained control of the family businesses.
Sure. I've always wanted to waste my life arguing with the Merchant Guild. That's probably what drove Bartrand crazy in the first place.
He was obviously suffering. You spared him a lot of misery.
I hope you're right.
Bartrand didn't leave you any choice. You had to kill him.
I suppose it's a little late to worry now. I don't know if surface dwarves go back to the stone, or hang around singing hymns with Andraste, or what. I just hope wherever he is now, Bartrand stays out of trouble.
Any idea what really went on with him and that statue?
Oh, the thing must be cursed. I don't know if it's magic, or demons, or the bile of the ancestors, but I think curse about covers it. If we're lucky, whoever he sold it to had the damn thing melted down for scrap.
You think he'll badmouth us to the Maker? Haunt our houses?
I wouldn't put it past him. He always was the vindictive type.
If you're worried about it, we could ask one of the priests to pray for him.
I'm pretty sure any decent priest who prays for Bartrand would burst into flames.
But that's awful. I had no idea priesthood was so dangerous.
Don't worry, Daisy. The Chantry keeps a lot of water on hand.
It's not your problem anymore.
I wouldn't put it past him to get back at us somehow. Anyway, thank you. I'll keep looking into who bought that blighted statue. At the very least, they need to be warned about what happened.
I've got something for you, Varric.
My father's signet ring. Where did you find it? Bartrand pawned it off to pay for the expedition. I can't believe you found it. This sounds exactly like the sort of fake thing I'd make up about you.
When you tell people, mention that I got it from the belly of a dragon.
I'll throw in a couple of werewolves and a griffin for balance. Well, I guess I better start answering my mail from Orzammar. Balin's court just reminds me too much of family dinners with my cousins. Anyway, I owe you one, Hawk. Remind me later to put you on my tab.
It was already yours. I'm just returning it to you.
Returning it? You're something else, Hawk.
I'm just glad I found it.
Our mother was... well, no word adequately describes an old dwarven lady's rage. Well, maybe now my contact at the gates of Orzammar won't ignore my letters. Harrimont is hoping that if he just shuts his eyes tight and wishes, the real world will go away. What's this about, Hawk?
I figured you'd want it. It's an heirloom of your family's, isn't it?
It came all the way from Orzammar, and has been worn by several generations of miserly rat bastards. Well, now I guess I can't weasel out of writing to my contact in Balin's court. Fun times. The great thing about Balin dissolving the Assembly? So much less bureaucracy. The bad thing, it's still Orzammar. Thanks, Hawk. I promise I'll think of you whenever I argue pointlessly with some blighter.
I'm sure you need a seal. What with all the guild paperwork you do now?
Just what I always wanted. Now I can sign trade negotiations with blinding efficiency.
This belongs to whoever is responsible for House Tethras. That's you now.
Thanks. I'm in real danger of forgetting that. I guess I should be dealing with that pile of letters from my Orzammar agent. Poor Sod's been kept out of the city for 6 months. If Harrimont isn't killed soon, he'll be writing me novels. You have got to hear this, Hawk. There's this tale making the rounds. They say you and the Kunari leader get together every week to play Wicked Grace, and you're up by 10 sovereigns.
Strange that people would get such an idea out of the blue.
I may have embellished a detail or two, here and there. A little. And added a few things that didn't happen. For pacing, you understand. They're saying you single-handedly fought off a pirate invasion at midnight on the sacred ground of the Chantry.
This sounds like something you would say, Varric.
Me? I'm hurt you'd think I'd spread such a half-spun tale. I tell people how you arm-wrestled a 100-foot-tall golem in the deep roads.
Don't the stories mention my stunning good looks? What about my cunning wit?
Nope. They skip straight to the part about the lovable dwarf with the gorgeous crossbow and the heart of gold. I try to steer them straight, but you know how stories go. Just don't be surprised if people seem in awe.
What compels you to spin these ridiculous tales?
I love the sound of my own voice, and I'm a compulsive liar. Honestly, I don't know. It's just something I do. There's power in stories, though. That's all history is. The best tales, the ones that last. Might as well be mine.
I find it hard to believe you're spreading these stories without getting something in return.
Well, that just shows what you know, Hawk. The stories are their own reward. You really need to see the look on someone's face when I tell them you ripped the arms off an ogre. Just once.
Wouldn't it make more sense for you to be the main character in these tall tales of yours?
There's a recipe to a good hero, Hawk. It's like alchemy. 1 part down to earth, 1 part selfless nobility, 2 parts crazy, and you season liberally with wild falsehoods. You let that percolate through a good audience for a while, and when it's done, you've got your hero.
And exactly how many taverns have heard this particular story?
I only frequent the nice ones. Where it goes afterward is anybody's guess.
I guess all works. A little reverence wouldn't hurt, though.
You may not be my best-dressed or cleanest friend, Master Hawk, but you're all right in my book. Anyway, I'll quit exaggerating before it goes to your head.
I'd hate to hear what you'd tell people if you didn't like me.
If I didn't like you, I'd never mention you at all. You're beautiful, deadly, and hang out with fantastic dwarves. It would be a crime if people didn't talk about you. Have you heard the stories they're telling about you lately? I hear that you're seeing some Kunari in Lowtown. Getting serious, even. Are wedding bells in the air by any chance?
That is a sorry mess of cliches. So much for the great storyteller.
Oh, that's not my work. I'm shocked that you can't recognize the difference, Hawk. They're saying that you and a band of pirates tried to burn the Chantry down in the middle of the night.
I get the feeling you started this rumor.
Hawk, you wound me. That's not my story.
How would anyone get that idea?
You of all people should know how the public takes up an idea and runs wild with it. I don't have to make shit up about you. The truth is much more entertaining, not to mention incriminating. I'm not spreading rumors. I'm just telling you which way the wind is blowing.
Why do you listen to this garbage? You just love gossip.
Information is power, oh champion of Kirkwall. You of all people should know that. Who's in business with who? Who's in bed with who? You keep an ear to the ground, and you can practically run this city.
I'm sure I can't be the only one mentioned in these rumors. What do they say about you?
Oh, I try to keep myself out of the public eye. Anyway, all I'm saying is don't be surprised if people look a little nervous around you. It's just the way the wind is blowing. I'll keep an ear to the ground and let you know if it turns ugly.
I appreciate you keeping an ear to the ground for me.
I like to think I provide a useful service.
You had better not be spreading wild rumors about me.
Of course not. Not wild ones, at least. I only spread those about Daisy.
It fills my heart with joy to know you're not telling people I'm sleeping with an ogre.
Don't compare the Tevinter elf to an ogre, Hawk. Ogres have a sense of humor. Don't call Daisy an ogre. You'll make her cry. Blondie is hardly an ogre. He's too puny. If the Ravani were an ogre, damnation. That'd be one hot ogre. See? It's details like this that keep me hanging around with you, Hawk.